everybody, and welcome to IELTS Learning Tips. If you saw my last video, you'll know that I was talking about the importance of getting support so that you don't spend a lot of time and money taking unnecessary tests. And I want to continue a little bit with that theme in this video too. And this time it's more about trusting luck. And that's why I've called it keeping your fingers crossed, which I'm sure you know the expression, but it's not a good strategy when it comes to IELTS. So I've spoken to lots of students who do sort of cross their fingers when they go into the exam and say, I hope it'll be okay. And when you go into the IELTS, you should be a little bit more ahead than crossing your fingers. You should have a good idea of the fact that you can get all the scores that you want. But sadly, a lot of students do trust their success or trust their score to fate completely. It's a kind of blind hopefulness. And it's, I mean, if you went to university to do a degree, or if you did your professional training to become whatever job you do, I don't think that you would do it by just hoping that it might work out. I think you'd put in a little bit more effort, and you'd also put in a little bit more common sense, if you like, because you wouldn't want to waste that time and money. Yet when it comes to IELTS, people seem to think that wasting the time and money is not a problem. And of course it is a problem. So I want to consider a couple of students that I spoke to very recently and give you an idea about why some of these thoughts around fate and around crossing fingers can actually be quite damaging. So the first student is Mohammed. He has taken the exam 4 times. He wants a band 7 to go to university, and he keeps getting 6. So when I spoke to him, I asked him about his preparation and how he prepares, and he goes through tests and then he takes the exam. And I asked him how he changed his preparation for the second and the third test, and he said he hadn't changed anything. He'd just done the same things, and he'd taken the test again, and unsurprisingly, he got the same result. The other student that I spoke to a few days ago was a girl called Marie. Now, she's taken the test just once, and her score was 5.5. And she wants a minimum of 7 and hopefully an 8 so that she can move to Australia. She's already booked a test for 2 months' time, and she's hopeful that by the end of those 2 months, she will be ready to do the exam. So I asked her also what she was planning to do, and she said the same as she'd done before. Now, 5.5 to 8 is going to take a lot more than 2 months. And I did point that out to her, but she believed that next time she'd be lucky because she's already done the test and she's looked at a lot more things giving her advice, and she feels that she knows how to do it better. Okay. So if we drill down a little bit into these two students, what I discovered was that Mohammed actually has very good language skills. His English is really good, but the problem is he's not applying it well enough to the tasks to get the score that he wants. And what he needs is more practice and also some new and different strategies to make sure that he can get the higher scores. Marie, on the other hand, lacks a lot of really basic skills. She has a lot of grammar problems. She has poor vocabulary. She has problems with fluency in speaking, and also some issues around pronunciation. So what she needs is a lot more general English practice. And she also needs a lot of just speaking practice to improve her fluency. So I did tell both of these students this information, and like many students I speak to, they were not happy to hear this, but it's the truth. And it also points out that different students need different things in order to make the progress that they need. I call this tough love. because it's important that you know where you stand, and it's important that you know what you have to do in order to improve. But sadly, a lot of students don't like to hear this. But sadly also, if these two students don't change what they're doing now, the chances are that they're going to get exactly the same scores in their next tests. And I feel very sorry about that, because I can see with both of them how they could improve, how they could progress, and how they could get their scores. But because they've already booked their tests, they prefer to continue doing it the way that they're doing it and just keep their fingers crossed. And often, and I've seen this many, many times, I've been an IELTS trainer for 25 years, and I was also an examiner. So I've seen this over and over. These two students, if they don't change what they're doing, they're going to run out of time, and they're also going to run out of money. And then sadly, a lot of students do just give up. So it's really important to get the right support and the right strategies for your IELTS. Otherwise, you will also find yourself in a hopeless situation, if I can be so strong. And it costs a lot of money. A student taking the exam 10 times is going to cost $3,000. To get some help and support from somebody that knows not what they're doing, so somebody who's trained as a teacher, who has a lot of experience of IELTS, it's going to be a lot cheaper to work with that teacher, and you're going to save your money and save, more importantly, a lot of time. So if you are one of those students who's crossing your fingers and hoping that the next time will be your time, then I'd really like to speak to you and show you exactly what it is that you need to change in order to be sure that the next time will be the last time. So drop me a comment below, and I will reach out to you. I would love to speak to you and explain, like I did with Marie and Mohammed. Neither of them wanted to change anything, but I have a feeling that when they take their next test and the results are not much different, that I may be speaking to them again. But don't take too many tests. Get the help, support, and advice that's going to help you make sure that when you take the test, you will get your score. So put a comment below and I will reach out to you, and I would love to talk to you and look at what it is you have to change and what it is you have to focus on in order to make sure that you're successful in your exam. So thank you for watching, and I hope to be speaking to a lot of you. I would love that, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye everybody.